What's good, everybody? Welcome back to my motherfucker channel, Memoirs of a Divine Feminine. You already know who this is. If you don't, my name is Jordana. I'm a Latina trans woman here to share my spiritual journey, my spiritual growth, and journey of self-love and self-worth, and really like self-discovery. I'm here to talk a little bit about my life, my journey, talk a little bit of shit in the process. Yeah, and share, like shit that happens to me, like on the daily, or just like about life in general. Maybe one of you guys can relate, and somehow my story can, maybe, I don't know, make things easier for you guys, or at the very least, let you know that you're not the only one out there going through fucking struggles, okay? That said, let us get back into the fucking cheese, man. Um, so yeah, you guys, I was telling you, in the last video. Oh, by the way, if you're new to the channel, welcome. You may want to go to the video titled "The Beginning" because that's going to pretty much give you like a more of a thorough uh, background on more of a descriptive background on me and like my life and like just like what's led me up to this point. But if you're returning and you've been following my crazy ass, welcome back. Thanks for sticking around. So anyway, like I was saying, in the last video I was talking about my dad, and so, you know, this motherfucker needed to have somebody to like let out his frustrations on. So he started fucking calling me downstairs as if like I was his bitch, like, and I needed to fucking like get like food on the table or some bullshit. And anyway, that shit like was irritating me. So like I responded like, what? Like I asked him what the fuck he needed because like, y'all, like I'm not even kidding. Like my dad's like a gigantic fucking baby. Like it's so stupid, and like thank goodness I'm not there to deal with this bullshit because I honestly don't have the patience for it. I don't have the tolerance for it, and it's just like, yeah, fuck that. Anyway. So because he's that way, for me, like, at least with me, like, I try to be proactive and do shit to avoid bullshit, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, as it is, our relationship isn't the greatest because, like, my dad thought that money would somehow substitute for actual attention and company, like, raising and companionship and like just bonding and all that shit. But anyway, so our relationship has always been shit, and this didn't make it any easier. So on this particular day, he kept on calling me downstairs, and I kept on answering like, no, like you don't need anything, because anything that this motherfucker could have possibly fucking wanted, and I'm getting so heated just talking about it because like this is how fucking ridiculous he is. This is how ridiculous that motherfucker is. Anyway, he needed to let out his fucking frustration out on somebody. And since my sister was like downstairs doing something, I don't give a fuck what it was. But anyway, so because she was within sight, obviously he wasn't gonna say shit to her. So he's gonna go for the one that isn't there, and I'm upstairs, doing my makeup and doing all that bullshit. And he starts fucking calling me like, "What the fuck does this motherfucker want? What?" Like, I seriously want to be like, "What the fuck do you want, you piece of shit? What the fuck do you want other than attention right now? Because you just want to fucking like, you just want attention and to fucking like have us all within sight as if we're fucking 3-year-olds, motherfucker. Like, for real." Like, that's how frustrating and stupid his bullshit is, and that's how well I know him. So anyway, after a while, and sort of like it looks like I'm about to get him ready to backhand a motherfucker because like sort of y'all, like this is how I fucking feel. Like I want to fucking slap this bitch, like be like, motherfucker, like cut the bullshit. You don't need anything. You just want you just want attention. You just want to fucking like have us all within sight, like we're fucking like we're toddlers and shit. Anyway, I can't stand him. Oh, anyway. So after a while, because I didn't come downstairs, he comes upstairs, and what the fuck do you know, y'all? Yes. This motherfucker full on walks in as I'm doing my fucking makeup and getting all dolled up. Keep in mind that never, like, he didn't know any about any of this. And today, and he didn't know about any of it because I tried to like always like not make him feel like I'm trying to like shove shit in like my according to him lifestyle in his face. But this time it was that one day where it's just like, you just caught me on the wrong fucking day. Because after doing every fucking thing that I could possibly think of to keep your ass like the fuck away from me and without having to say shit, because like there ain't nothing to fucking say, there ain't nothing to talk about. Like I was always trying to keep proactive by keeping his fucking house clean because my brother and sister don't give a fuck. I've always like I've done my best to like anyway avoid shit, and it's still not never enough because somehow sooner or later he finds some shit to fucking like pick at, and like that leads to a fight. Anyway, so this particular evening, it was one of those nights where it was just like, motherfucker, you got the right one tonight. You got the right one, motherfucker. You piece of shit. So at that point, all bets were off. I didn't give a fuck anymore. I didn't give a fuck because, like, the same way that he didn't give a fuck to, like, respect me enough to, like, leave me the fuck alone, because at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck what he said or what the fuck he was angry about. There was no reason for him to try to come after me or try to like start some shit with me. So anyway, motherfucker, like it was one of those things where I didn't give a fuck anymore, and it was one of those where it's just like, motherfucker, you were exposed to this, you saw this by choice, bitch, by choice. Because ain't nobody fucking tell you to come up here. Ain't nobody fucking tell you, like, ain't nobody trying to talk to you. Ain't nobody trying to fucking say shit to you. You don't need shit. You don't need to say shit. You didn't need, like, you didn't need to have anything to do with me tonight, motherfucker. Like, and tonight was the fucking night that I'm going home anyway. So what the fuck could you possibly fucking want? You didn't want anything. You didn't need anything. And you better believe that this was all shit that I was fucking telling him to his face, too. Because I was that fucking heated. So anyway, he got pissed off because I went off on him, and I didn't give a fuck because like enough was enough. And parents still, I don't think parents realize that, y'all. For like, yes, we are their children, and I think it's fair to say, at least in my case, that I try to be understanding and really listen and do all that shit and like be proactive and like be discreet, prevent shit and all that, but I don't think parents realize that, like at the end of the day, we're also like people, and you know what? Like we also have a fucking limit where when it's just like enough is enough. Like I don't give a fuck. Like I don't give a fuck. Like that. Like nigga. Like I came out your nuts and I came out your fucking like snatch. I don't give a fuck. Like there comes a fucking point where we also get enough and tired, and it's just like no, like that. No, fuck you. Like you're wrong. Sorry, not sorry. You're fucking wrong. You're an asshole or whatever the fuck. And like because you know what I'm saying, like anyway, so on this motherfucking like night, my dad caught me on the wrong fucking night, and like so I went off on him and I told him all that shit. And here's the thing, y'all, like I said, again, never been the type to shove shit in his face out of respect, whatever, at this point, because he fucking, like, failed to see the fucking line of respect that he needed to have for me. I didn't give a fuck anymore, and so, like, I pretty much, like, laid out all that shit. And later on, what I did to fucking add a fucking cherry on top, it was that I text him, and in this fucking text, I said, since you wanted to fucking be so goddamn fucking nosy, and you could not leave me the fuck alone, here's a fucking full-on view, here's a clear fucking picture for you to fucking take it all in. And I blocked his ass, so whatever the fuck he had to say, he kept it to himself, and I didn't give a fuck to hear it. And to this day, I don't give a fuck to hear it. I don't give a fuck to have any type of relationship with him anymore. Like, I'm done with all that side of the family. I'm done with all that bullshit. I'm done with it. I'm just done. I'm just motherfucking done, y'all. Because we all have our fucking limit, and I had been past mine with him a very long time ago. If I had anything to do with my dad again, it was only because my mom talked me into it, honestly, because even before that, I had plenty of reason to not have any type of communication with him, and I give it another shot because of my mom and blah, 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 all that. Long story short, obviously that bullshit didn't work, and this time around, I'm okay with leaving shit the way it is. I'm okay with living my life, moving on, and not having anything to do with him or that side of the family, including my siblings. I don't give a fuck anymore, period. But, On that happy little note, um, y'all, yeah, that's pretty much my fucking story. And um, up to this point now, thank goodness, I've really come into my own and really come into like accepting myself, the way I look, and just like my look, my just overall appearance. I really like. I finally figured out myself out, and you know what? I couldn't be prouder. Anytime that I'm like all done up and like I'm stepping out into the world, because you know what, the person that you see in front of you guys, the person that is in this camera, the person that's talking some shit, running their mouth, and like really trying to connect with you guys, like that person is 100% me, all fucking me. It's always been, it always has been, and it always will be. Okay, like what the fuck? Because yeah, that's just how that bitch goes, like rolls. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. This was part 2 of the second coming, and what I meant by the second coming, you guys, anybody that's wondering, is like the second coming out, because anybody that's trans knows that you come out twice in your life when you're trans. You come out as a trans, you come out as a gay man, and you come out as trans. So that's why I titled it the second coming, because it was the second coming out story. um, yeah, my second coming out story. Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in again, and we will now be back to our regular scheduled programming, which was the readings that I more or less started like a week or so ago, where I was doing a monthly and a weekly. But you know what, like you guys, I feel like a month is like way too far, like in advance, and honestly, yeah, I feel like that's too like way ahead. So I'm gonna keep those readings at a reading for the day and a reading for the week. And you guys, anybody that's wondering, yes, if I do it daily or every other day, whatever I decide to end up doing, yes, obviously every day is going to be something different, different advice for the day and for the week. And those of you that want to start talking a little bit of shit about how, like, oh, you know, how is it, like, how you gonna tell us that, like, you know, the reading for the week is this and this and this, and then yesterday you said that, you know, like the advice is like something else. What you guys have to keep in mind is that when it comes to readings and doing all that, it's all energy, you guys. And whoever happens to tune in to my channel or watch the reading when they do, at that very moment, they're meant to watch that. They're meant to get that advice. They're meant to get that reading or whatever from me. So yes, it's gonna differ from day to day, because why? Energy is fluent. It's always changing. Different people are always watching channels and different videos and all that shit. So along with the people, obviously the energy is gonna change. So yeah, you guys, there's always gonna be different energy flowing. So it's always gonna be someone different to give some advice to, and that's gonna apply to anybody on any given day. So yeah. You guys, when I post up that reading, you guys, it's going to be a reading for the week from the day that you watched it. So if it's like for the day, obviously it's going to be like whatever the advice is for the day. But for the week, it would be from like a Monday to Monday. If you watch it on Tuesday, Tuesday to Tuesday. Watch it on a Wednesday, you guys get the point. You guys get it. You guys ain't stupid. But yeah, you guys, so thank you again for tuning in, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.